everyone. My name is Claret D'Souza. I'm working as a lecturer for the Department of Food Nutrition and Dietetics at Milagros College, Bangalore. Today I will be talking on the topic dietary guidelines to reduce cost of a meal. So whenever we are talking about cost of a meal, firstly we have to take into account meal planning. Meal planning is a wide range of topics which is concentrated and brought into a way that it can be presented easy meal planning day to day, as in what to eat every day. That is meal planning as a total. So what one person or a family needs to be eating daily, it can be planned in a week's time, in a way for like 15 days, a month. It depends. It varies from people to people, and different individuals do it different ways. Most of the time, the fresh produce or easily perishable foods are brought into their households on daily basis, whereas some of the non-perishable foods are brought into account like for 15 days or once in a month. So all this depends upon how long or how many members are staying, and how much is the expiry date of the food product, what are the type of the food produce you are working with. So everything has a number of related factors. So one such thing is meal planning, wherein we have to take into account not only the likes and dislikes of the individual, whether it is a vegetarian, non-vegetarian, what is the budget, how much is the family willing to pay on it, and also different aspects, the likes, dislikes of individuals, is there any patient suffering, different kinds of age groups that are present within the family. Okay. So here are few of the points wherein we can save money by buying bigger packs of food products, like whenever there's some kind of sale going on, or when there are offers on food products, you can go and buy such foods, or buying family packs. Okay, it depends now how many members are staying in your family. Based on that, whenever you buy, you should buy in such a way that the commodity should not undergo spoilage on storage. It can be stored easily and utilized well in hand before the expiry date is over. Then compare the prices before buying. Whenever you are buying, look for the food products with cheaper rates. Sometimes what happens, different brands serve the same food products or sell the same food products at different prices. That is because they are having this additional cost based on the brand. So unless or without going for these different kinds of brands, think of the quality of the product. If the same quality of the product you're getting from some other brand, why do you have to go for brands? You can question yourself this. You can get something of similar sort or similar quality instead of simply spending money on brands. So this is nothing but smart buying. Okay. Wholesale markets are cheaper than the retail ones. You can go for supermarkets which provide you with lot of options, varieties, at the same time are cheaper in rates. At the same time, you have these sales going on, especially if we have to take a general example, it can be more supermarket. More supermarket has something like Wednesday Bazaar, wherein all the food items will be sold at a relatively cheaper price than other days. So then cook just required amount. So whatever cooking is done, if you have subjected the food to some kind of preservation storage, especially like freezing, you have to get into defreezing the small quantity of food. How many members are there? How many meals? Is it one meal or two meals you are planning for? Defreeze so much and cook, because if you keep on reheating the food product, it will undergo spoilage, or the nutritive value of the food product will be lowered. We don't want that to happen. We are paying attention to cooking wholesome food or nutritious food. Leftovers can be placed back in the refrigerator. Again, it depends upon the type of food you're working with. Keep accounts, how much you have spent in the previous month, how can you cut down the budget. Okay. Buy dry ingredients together at least for a month. When you're buying, again, it's a thing of perishable and non-perishable food. The moisture content of the food product plays a very important role in the storage factor. Even if the moisture content is very high, if you're going for refrigeration storage, you cannot keep it more than a week's time. For example, the best example is milk. How long can you store milk under refrigeration storage also? A week max to max. If it is under frozen condition, yes, you can keep it for a longer period of time, but it might run out of the expiry date. So such products which are easily available, it's not seasonal, then you can get it in that time frame when you want to buy it. Avoid going to the market during crowded hours. That time people will not be able to attend you properly, or you will not be able to concentrate on what to get and what not to get. As a result, you might end up buying something you don't want or something you don't need in the kitchen. Arrange things properly in the kitchen, like first in, first out. That policy should be followed. Wherein you're buying something, utilize that first. If you keep crowding the storage area, everything that you have bought in will be thrown backwards, and the new product, whatever you're getting, you start using. As a result, there will be wastage of the food product. Use pressure cookers. So the method of cooking also plays a very important role, or a vital role, in the food item you're cooking, as well as what happens to it. Okay, if you're cooking using a pressure cooker, the nutrients or the nutritiousness of the food will be preserved. Okay, you will not lose the nutritions or different kinds of nutrients. But when you are going for boiling and all, it will lead to destruction of nutrients, and it will also make the food very soft, and you cannot keep reheating such food. So the method you choose for cooking also is important. Pressure cooker, at the same hand, it will not only help in better retention of nutrients, but also is a faster cooking method. It saves time and energy and fuel. So plan your cooking time. The next point is written. Plan your cooking time. Have your mind set. Okay, this is the time frame. This much time I'm going to, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to keep it for pre-processing, then processing or cooking, and then you're done with the day. Okay? Plan your work ahead. If you have to buy something, plan how much of what you have to buy, which food stuff, in what quantity you have to buy, for how much long, or for production of what you need it. Then use labor saving devices such as mixer or chopping, anything. Buy cheaper cuts of meat. Use seasonal and locally available foods. The first point is plan your meal. You have to plan, like at least a day prior. If you get up on that day morning and start thinking, what am I supposed to prepare, what am I supposed to prepare, there are chances that you will not have the proper ingredients, and you will end up failing, being a failure in the cooking process. So the entire cooking process, if you have to save money, then you have to start thinking. Think for the future, as in a week's time, or 14 days or months time. Again, it depends upon the family, whether they are only thinking of a menu for a day, or they are thinking of a menu for a week. It's always better if you work in weekly rotations. Okay, for a week you're set what to do and what not to do, then you're done. You're sorted for the rest of the week. Then the best way to plan your meal is using a calendar for a week, mapping out your meals, as in Monday, what to do, what are the things, breakfast, lunch, evening snacks if required, dinner. Okay, most of the time they just have tea and some kind of biscuits. Depends upon the family again, if they want to spend a lot of time on cooking. If there are working mothers or working women in the house, definitely that's not possible. They plan it in such a way that the cooking process will be wound up very, very, very quickly. Create a shopping list and stick to it. So whenever you're going to the market, there are a lot of commercials coming up, a lot of things available, a lot of offers happening, which will try to attract you and distract you. These are different kinds of distractions. You have to not get distracted looking at these things, and stick to what you have come to buy there. Okay. Keep it simple. Prepare food items which can be easily done, easily cooked, easily consumed, which are more healthy and nutritious. For example, like salads, instead of going for complicated cooking. Complicated cooking, it's not possible right now. All these traditional dishes which are cooked require a lot of time, and if you're a working family, then it's definitely not possible. The next point is to buy in bulk. I've already spoken on this a lot of times. Whenever you're going to buy a lot of non-perishable food items, especially those that contain very low amounts of moisture and can be kept for a longer period of time, for a longer duration of time, like rice, dal, these food products can be bought in bulk, and they do need not be stored any kind of special preservative methods, like no need of refrigeration or freezing. You just have to keep it in the room temperature, free from any kind of rodents and pests, contact of pets. Then find other ways to use leftovers. For example, the best use is idlis. If idlis are present or prepared today, you can, if there are leftovers, you can prepare the same in some other way, like upma, idli upma. You can bring about a kind of variation in the same leftover food. Then start a garden for fresh and cheap vegetables. This can be done. You can start growing your own vegetables. The easiest ones will be your green chilies or coriander. All these are very easy to grow at your own place. Utilize local farmer markets. Instead of going always to a supermarket and paying extra price, you can buy from the local grocery stores or retail stores, which will give you, utilize the benefits that the government is providing you. Then store foods properly. A lot of time what we do is, whenever the foods are bought and kept in for a longer duration of time, we forget to put it out in the sun to dry it. When you are doing that, what happens, any kind of moisture coming in contact with the food product or any kind of worm infestation, insect infestation, that will be removed by drying process. So these are few of the ways wherein you can lower the cost of the food.